Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and today we have a new video, and it's going to be another how-to guide for Overwatch. Now, this one is going to be a hero that I played a lot on for from season 2 all the way to, I believe it was season 8, getting me from silver all the way to the lovely mid-masters. Back then, this character was definitely a tyrant of its own if you knew how to play her super well. And overall, I'm excited to actually do this one because I really miss playing her. Now, a few things with Pharah. Skin, her cosmetic skin matters. You don't want one that has an overly bulky gun like her Egyptian legendary that she got for anniversary. That one is a big no because it blocks more view than what there is. As you can see, how her gun is, it takes up a portion of the screen, but if you have her Egyptian skin from anniversary, it takes up a little bit more room, blocking more sight. Now, this is an aim trainer, but it says it's for Ashe, but it's really for anyone. Let's say we want to do tossing, and let's go with, let's say, Mei. So there's the Zen and Mei here, and I don't know what's happening. One of the things is that if you have multiple heroes in, like, right on top of each other, this is one of the best ideal situations you want, because when you shoot, it's splash damage. So multiple targets can get hit. There's the impact damage, which also does damage to both, but primarily it is more splash damage that does it. Her damage is 120 on its own, and if you can land 2 direct rockets on a 200 HP hero, they're instantly dead. Now, if you have a Mercy with you, that is another 30% damage, so 150 damage per rocket. So that means Tracer is insta-dead if you can land your shot. It takes less to kill 200 HP heroes, and for every other. Some of the things that you want to do is when you're hovering around, you want to hover around corners and ledges because you want to pop out, shoot, and go back in. Other things that you want to do whenever you're about to shift, fire a rocket and then fire another one into them. That is one of the things that people don't tend to do, because when you fire a rocket, you already have the area where you want to shoot them. So if they're moving around, you could just shift up and get another rocket on them. Now, one of the things that you do want to do, if a diva is trying to come up to you when you're ulting, you always want to turn away because they will most likely kill you. If the diva is trying to dive you when you're in the air, use your concussion, as that pushes her away and you get pushed away from her. So she won't be able to actually get to you and kill you. Now, you do have to be reminded of the cooldown, which is, I honestly don't know what the cooldown is. I think it's like 8 seconds. I haven't really played Pharah in quite some time, but her concussion is a 9-second cooldown. So every 9 seconds, if they try to dive you, you just push them back. Now, most of the weaknesses that Pharah has is things like, you have things just like, what is it? You have people moving, And then you have your hit scans. Now, they will try and freeze one of the worst against you, but one of the one of the worst heroes to go up against are things like Korean Soldier now because of how they are. If there is a mercy pocket, you want to kill that mercy pocket. I'm trying to get to my OBS. That's one of the things you want to get to is that mercy pocket. And if you have a mercy pocket, it helps actually quite a bit because you can get to those easy shots. Now, sometimes you will have trouble, like for me, I am rusty at Pharah, so it's hard for me to really lead my shots. But it's easy to track where a Mercy's going because she's always attached to a certain hero. And she's the one that you want to kill before you kill anyone. Now, sometimes you see them like boosting up in the air. That's because the splash damage that there is. Now, one of the matchups that is definitely skill orientated is the thing like the Echo matchup. Because you and her can fly and she can get to you easiest. One of the things that you want to try and do is actually try and kill that Mercy first before anything else. So if you can try and kill that Mercy, you have an easier time killing the Echo. Now, sometimes what you want to do is you kind of want to you don't want to use your right click, you want to use your spacebar because you can tempo it better when you're flying. But with the new nerf that they did, it's a little harder. One of the heroes that's the easiest to get rid of is Doomfist because he can't really do much when he's on the ground because he's weak to you. You just don't want the Doomfist to get close to you, as that actually that could kill you. And when he tries to dive you, you just concussion him away. Now, one of the characters that you have to worry about is Widow. You always want to use your movement to actually get to her. And you kind of want to treat it like a Widow duel. And you can see how it's a little stressful where that can happen. You never want to do that against one, because that will actually get you killed. You want to make it where you are unpredictable in movement so you can get a jump on her. Widow is better against vertical, and you are better against horizontal. One of the heroes that's kind of hard to actually counter is Mei, because she has many abilities like the Ice Block and Ice Wall. So overall, it's just you and your momentum on how much you could shift in the air. The one that's a little difficult is Genji, because he has dash, he has a tinier hitbox. And you also have to watch out for his deflect. When he's deflecting, you kind of want to shoot like right next to him, because it still does damage to him. I don't want more HP. Oh, that doesn't work. But always, if you see a mercy pocket, just kill the mercy. And one of your main jobs is, against tanks, is to be a shield breaker, if you can. Because every shot you do, that's 120 damage to 150 per shot. Tanks will have a hard time getting to you outside of things like Roadhog, so be careful of the range. As the reason why is because Hog's hook is quite of a big range. Now, let me show you the example against D.Va. So with D.Va, she's gonna fly around and try to get to you, but whenever she tries to fly around, you just want to you just want to concussion her away, because it messes up her flight path. Now, with Kree, it's definitely interesting. That's not invincibility. You want... It's harder against Kree because of how the character is. You want to try and get to him as much as you can. You have to try and predict his movement like everyone. But once you get a handle of going against him, one thing you do want to look out for is going into a vertical line and using a concussion into him, because he has stun. Because if you're up in the air, you are you're an easier target to hit for him. But if you're kind of peeking around corners, it's kind of hard for him to shoot you. One of the 1v1s I don't like going up against now is the Soldier one. But the one that is good is the Widow one. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Things like support, you want to constantly dive them. Like, if it's Ana, you want to, whenever she sleep starts, you want to go up. Because that's like the easiest thing to do. And it's one of the easiest abilities to dodge in the game. So whenever they're about to sleep dart, it's a projectile, you want to shift up. And it's one of the most predictable things to actually get. When you're ulting, you want to be careful because she can sleep dart you and interrupt your ult. And like that. But let's go back to the lobby real quick, because that is normally a aim trainer for Ashe, but I do have one for all heroes. And then let's see here. Maps. None. And Workshop Island. Might as well. Just normal Workshop Island. So, overall, Pharah's a difficult hero to learn. But when you get the hang of her, this one right here is one to use. It is a aim or reaction training. And you could select who you want to go against for reactions. One of the ones that I want to do is Junkrat. With his ult, you have to be in the air. So he can't get you here and there. And you can easily take out this tire because it's 1 HP. McCree's one of the easiest to react to, because if it's high noon, you just duck for cover if you can. And you want to counter. You kind of just want to counter. One of the easiest characters to go against is Brig, because she is grounded. And she's one of the easiest characters, I think I broke it, to put into the pit. Look how many shields are on. But overall, against supports, ow. Characters like Brig definitely give you an advantage if they put you up in the air. And overall, it takes a lot of time practicing Pharah, because let's just go out. With Pharah, you do have to have some knowledge on how everything is with how Pharah also plays. I have the most time on any hero being Pharah, and overall, I want to get back into her more, but I don't really have the time to practice anymore. But overall, you can look at other people online, like I did in the last video where I talked about a couple. You can watch people like Yazin. He is this man. If you don't know who he am, yes. If you don't know who he is, Yazin is a Echo and Pharah player. He has way more time on me. I definitely recommend watching him. He is one of the best Pharah players in Overwatch League and on ladder, as if we look at previous seasons, right there is 3 of his accounts, season 24. Right there is a couple other accounts. Sure, he does play other heroes outside of Pharah and Echo, but if you want a good person to watch for Pharah Echo, he is definitely the one, because multiple of his accounts have breached into top 10. He is also, from what I know, he is a good dude. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tip video here and there. So overall, Concussion to push back people who are diving you. Use your rocket when you jump up, and use it when you're up at your peak. Play it around corners when there's hit scan, and all the other tips that you can find on his channel and in his streams. But anyways, I've been going on way too long. I've been Volt Spider. See you guys in the next video.